Dude, Luke, the printer's still busted. What the fuck, man?
Welcome to episode 41 of the Topless Robot podcast. My name is Ryan.
I'm Rich.
I'm Dan.
I'm speechless.
For once.
I know, it takes...
God.
I'm Tyler.
It's been a week.
He said it. He said the thing.
Guys, it's been a week.
Hey, it's only been 6 days for me because I'm quite rich, you know.
I paid to have my life elongated.
Every calendar that I have in my house has had one day stricken from the week.
No, I just
Every week.
extract life from my servants.
So, what the hell happened this week? We had a big release of Super Mario Maker 2.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
a long-anticipated release.
Fun.
Myself, Tyler, and Brooks all played some Mario Maker 2 last night, and that will be coming out, I don't know, probably yesterday. By the time this comes out.
I'm like, wow.
Interesting.
I will be time traveling.
Ryan has discovered the secret of time travel and shall be traveling back to
I've known it for
yesterday.
years.
I use my
Mario.
time machine exclusively to shitpost Mario Maker levels into the past.
Yes, that is the only purpose for the time machine. Oh,
That was delicious.
why did I set that wrong?
Boo.
God, just do it all over again. Just do it all.
Restart the podcast!
Just do it all over. Oh my
I don't do
God.
Everything I do is one take. Speak with
doesn't
my
even-
agent.
Amateurs like you do 2 takes. Also, it was Summer Games Done Quick.
Yep.
I saw a couple of the speedruns on that. I watched a dude speedrun Punch-Out Arcade, which is not easy
No.
No.
because that game was made to suck quarters. And I bought the Punch-Out Arcade on the Switch because they have the arcade classics, whatever, that they re-released. Not even a little bit like even Super Punch-Out. Like, there are very few discernible patterns that you can rely on.
You just get your ass beat.
Basically, yeah.
That's the
Like,
pattern.
If you get the patterns down and the tells and shit in Punch-Out and in Super Punch-Out and all that, you're gold.
That's what makes those games fun.
Yeah.
I paid
can sit there
Evander
and
Holyfield
learn.
to beat it for me.
I ported him into the game.
And Evander Holyfield just came back missing an ear.
Are we rewriting that little bit of history with the...
It's like Tron, but shittier.
So that was impressive. But in case that wasn't impressive enough, the same guy then followed up that speedrun with blindfold playing Punch-Out on Wii.
Wow.
So is it just a blindfolded
beat
guy swinging,
Everything.
wildly swinging?
No, because it's not.
There's
It's
a lot of
not
audio
motion control.
cues.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wish that they would re-release Punch-Out on Wii for the Switch, or even
'Cause
like
it
just
was
make another Punch-Out
fun.
game.
Punch Out Wii was lit.
Because it was so good. It was the best of Super Nintendo and Nintendo Punch-Outs. Like, goddamn, I miss that game.
Yep.
So that
I mean,
was.
it's got Little Mac. Little
Yep.
Mac is cool.
Yeah.
I'm
Green
surprised
Dwarfs.
that we haven't heard anything about them returning to it, because with the Switch controllers and how much more Like,
instead we get arms.
Yeah, we get arms. Arms was
No,
fun. Did you actually play
Yes,
arms?
I actually
large.
played
I
arms.
enjoyed it
and
for
I'm
2
embarrassed
hours.
to know you
For
because
2
you
hours.
said arms was fun.
It was fun for 2 hours. It's one of those games where it's like, this is a great mechanic, and then you get used to it, and then it just wasn't fun.
By the way, Dan finally joined the Switch family, and
welcome.
So,
I did.
Dan, don't get arms.
I wasn't going to.
It is garbage.
You should get arms just to piss Ryan off.
You don't have to
and
tell
to play
me. Ryan.
play with me. I'm alone. Please come.
Yeah, no.
Please.
No.
Did any of you guys add my friend code yet?
No, not yet.
I know.
Did you get a friend request?
No.
Then I guess we both have the answer to that then, don't we?
He has no friends. Should be rich like me.
I can buy my friends.
Brooks doesn't have friends. He just has employees.
Brooks has bought so many friends.
I have so many friends. I keep them all on the shelf. Frozen in carbonite until I need them.
Also, the Steam summer sale started this week.
Dude, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because I'm growing increasingly cynical every year, but I don't really buy games on the Steam sales anymore.
No,
Not that
it's-
many good games come out.
It's because they changed the way they work. So with the Steam sales, it used to be crazy deep discounts that changed up every day.
Yeah, now they're static.
And now it's day one, some steep discounts, but not nearly as crazy as they got.
The
And
discounts are
it's
for
the
games
same
you
for
already
the
bought.
entire...
I feel
for
like
the
it's
entire thing.
it's the same franchises on sale every year. Like the amount of, I feel like every year it's like we see a steep discount on Civilization, steep discount on Skyrim.
I've
steep
watched
discount-
Grand Theft Auto
Grand
5
Auto.
get marked down to $15 so many
many
times.
times.
Oh, I'm sorry.
all the fuck
And that's
time.
a 50% discount.
Hearing Skyrim made me angry because they're dead ass charging $60 for Skyrim on the Switch in 2019.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dead ass charging.
Get used to that with the Switch.
$60.
I know.
For
and you can, like,
Skyrim.
play it on your, you can like play it on your thermostat.
Get used
now.
to that with
Todd Howard, fuck you.
Hey, Bethesda, fuck yourselves.
I will say, get used to that with the Switch though. Ports
Skyrim is the new
always
Doom.
end up being more expensive on the Switch than they do on other consoles
Because
that have been around. Because it's a new experience.
Yeah,
You get to
yeah.
play mobile. It's kind of ridiculous. I
But
still do it because
hasn't-
I'm a consumer
That
whore.
hasn't
and how.
been the case with the indie games, though.
No, indie games, fine.
Except,
it's
again-
big.
Dead ass charging $30 for Terraria in 2019.
Yeah.
No, okay, yeah. That was a fuck up. Like,
Boo.
they're like, they did no announcement. They're just like, oh yeah, hey guys, Terraria is coming out on the Switch tomorrow. And then I'm like, oh cool, I'd probably buy that. I'd play Terraria on the Switch.
$30.
And then I looked at that price tag. I was like, motherfucker, I was like kicking around spending $20 on this other game that I want more, and I can't even bring myself to do that.
Dude, I didn't spend $30 on Terraria when it was brand new on the PC.
Yeah.
I think I ended up getting it for free from somebody. Somebody just had like a Steam code or something.
I thought you were rich. How dare you take charity?
Rich people will get deep discounts because we own the companies.
American in a nutshell.
Remember, I have Terraria on the Vita, but I think I spent like $5 on it.
Yeah, and it's not a bad game.
No,
but
Brent gave
Not
it
for
to me.
$30.
not for $30,
Yeah,
and not
no.
in 2019.
No fucking thanks. No fucking thank you. But yeah, it's I've glanced through the Steam sale. There's not a ton that I want to buy.
Yeah,
Last
this
We
two
might as well
years.
just
Last
say.
2 years has been pretty
Disappointing.
disappointing for me.
Yeah.
I also kind of have all of the games that I want already anyway.
Yeah,
Unless they're brand new ones.
I mean, I've
coming
got
out.
nearly 1,000. I've got over 1,000 games on Steam. There's got to be something in there.
Yeah.
Please, God, let there be something in there.
Do you have? Do you ever have like just like paralyzation from the amount of choices that you have?
Yes.
You sit there and just look at the mass
Yes.
amount of games. You're just like, and then just turn it off and leave.
Yes. Yes.
That's why I allow my man's heavens a choice of one thing to eat a day. Saves time.
But yeah, Mario Maker 2 is what has
That
been
was fun.
It's a lot of
It was
fun.
a lot of fun.
really kind of overshadowing everything else this week. There was a lot of waiting for Mario Maker 2, and then it came out, and there's been a lot of playing Mario Maker 2. They seem to, like, they did a really good job with it. A lot of the things that they've added are extremely cool additions. Adding
being able to jump.
switches and and slopes and these basic
Super
things.
Mario World U, or,
The Super 3D.
or Super 3D World being added in as a aesthetic in there.
Yep. A lot of really, really cool stuff added. Though, as of right now, you cannot play online with your friends.
Nintendo,
It's,
please start actually.
Well, I'm
It's
releasing
something
your
that they've
online-
acknowledged. They've already acknowledged, and they're going to be patching it in once they saw the uproar to be able to play with your friend, your Switch friends. But to think that a company, I guess I shouldn't be that surprised with it being Nintendo.
Yes,
and
they're
being
always
a
bad
company
about that shit.
Uses friend code still. But still, in this day and age, we should be surprised when something comes out with an online multiplayer component without the ability to matchmake with your friends.
We should be surprised.
Well, it's because
I'm not
it's a construction game, right? It's a lot of building. Nintendo doesn't want you and your friends to unionize.
Brooks!
God damn it, Brooks.
That was.
I quit!
As a fellow man of wealth, we are all well aware of the evil of unions.
Let your good friend, Mr. Brooks, set the wage.
But as much as I wish I could say I was surprised, I'm not. I was the first thing I said to you when we were playing yesterday. Like, is the internet part is online actually launched? Because it's every fucking game that Nintendo releases on the Switch. Something is wrong with the online component.
That's because Nintendo still hasn't acknowledged the existence of the internet as a means of playing games with your friends.
I am at this point
Right.
100% like certain that 90% of Nintendo corporate, they all use Alta Vista still for their search engines.
When am I gonna get Japanese businessmen at my front door going, "We would like to pray"? Like that was in the commercial. Don't do that to me.
Little did we know that was actually their beta of their online play.
But you send your friend code, and then they send 2 Japanese businessmen to your front door, and then they play Nintendo with you.
And then the Mormons saw this and went, you know what? That's a great marketing strategy. And now they just show up door to door and go, "We would like to pray."
Not video games, though. Those are the devil.
Brooks, you can sigh all you like. That is literally what the commercial was.
I remember.
Um,
I'm having weird memories bleed over between Wii commercials and Honda Fit commercials. The fit is go.
Oh yeah. So fuck, I can't remember what I was gonna say now.
Super Mario Maker.
Oh yeah,
online.
so Nintendo
Mario.
has made some very smart changes in their online position over the past few years. Finally, so first when you previously would not have been able to make a YouTube video in any Nintendo thing. I know, I see, it's fine. I'm trying to keep the flow going and not acknowledge you, and hope that both of you take it as a hint is that there's nothing wrong.
I do. That's why I pointed after Tyler did.
Anyway, so they then created this maker program where you could sign up to become a partner with them, and they would take half of your ad revenue for your Nintendo flag videos. Then, pretty recently, they just scrapped all of it and said, "Do it. Just go. Just make Nintendo videos. It's fine." So good on them for that.
Yes, absolutely.
Their Nintendo Direct strategy, I think, is extremely
love their
smart
Nintendo
and
Directs.
very aware of the most effective way to communicate with their audience. But all these things said, they continue to just fuck up any sort of social internet element of their system.
It's because Nintendo is socially awkward.
Yes,
Because
indeed.
Nintendo's run by a lot of old people. Even the Nintendo Direct kind of smacks of old person approach to the internet. Because what's the first thing that old people, like elderly, understand really well with the internet? Skype, video chat.
Well, yeah.
They got the video online part down. That's good, but that's where they're stuck.
From the few things I've heard about content creators who had that partnership with Nintendo, they speak with American representatives who always say, look, this is tough. It's weird for us as well because Nintendo is a very traditional Japanese company, and that's why all of this weird shit goes down.
That makes sense.
They have like a traditional Japanese background, and that fucks with the American market.
That makes sense.
Because the Nintendo of America is forced to abide by what Nintendo of Japan tells them to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to cry when they put Miyamoto in that cube in the corner and don't fire him or let him retire.
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
Encasement glass.
They're just gonna pull a Walt Disney and freeze him underneath the fountain in the middle.
when the world needs another Mario game, we shall unbar him.
They just cryo freeze him every 10 years.
Interestingly, I believe, kind of same week as Mario Maker 2, this fan game called Mario Royale came out.
Gross.
No, it's awesome.
Is it though?
It is.
Go into
the
detail.
name. Does it come with cheese?
In the same sense that Tetris 99 is a great fucking game, even though it's a Royale game. Yes, we are all prone to groan when we hear Royale. But that's specifically because of Fortnite and games like that, where they're first-person shooters that rely on loot crates and things like that.
And characters
Super Mario
It's
Battle Royale.
that type of game for me.
It's like if Metal Slug went to a rave, all those characters.
With the concept of like Tetris 99 is not new. Like there was way back in the day Tetranet, where you could play online with a whole bunch of other people and got power-up blocks and you could form attacks, and it was multiplayer Tetris. This was in 98.
And then you had Tetris Vista, which everyone knows is terrible.
Yeah.
I didn't know it existed.
Super Mario Battle Royale game
so-
gets shut down.
Yep. It is now DMCA Royale, because he just changed the art assets. It was all written in like HTML. It's playable in a browser. You can play with a controller. And you play through, and it's basically a speed race through, as opposed to other types of races, through original Mario levels. And it's worlds, so it's the full set. And every other player is visible on the screen, but intangible. And if one person gets a power-up block, it's only for that person. So there are certain things that are shared among everyone making the run. And that's enemies. So like you could kick a turtle shell and screw over some other players because you've kicked it and it's solid for everyone. And they're like, if you pick up a star, you can fuck someone's game over and shit like that. But it's basically just speedrunning, and you can see just a sea of Marios, going through the stage. It looks great.
What did they replace the assets with?
I mean, the assets it's just original art that is legally distinct from Mario.
I need to say.
It's a fun idea.
Yeah,
Still not something I would play, but it's a fun idea.
It's my original character, Compario.
It's Wario. Oh wait, no, that already.
It's Lario.
Lario. Oh yeah, now they're just like little people with the.
Yeah.
They still have the pipes in the. Apparently, that's enough.
Well, Flappy Bird got away with the pipes.
That's true. I guess it's kind of hard to copyright a green
pipe,
static
yeah.
pipe, isn't it?
Yeah.
They also, speaking of Royale games, Tetris Royale on mobile is.
Yeah, I heard that
which
there's
is
going to be a
interesting.
new Tetris thing that is gonna.
Which I'm kind of. I mean, I guess I get it. More Tetris is cool, but like, I mean, with Tetris 99, it's kind of the same concept. At least it sounded like when I was reading
Sure.
about. So I'm wondering how it's going to set itself apart from. Tetris
Well, I'd
99.
love to see a return to the stuff like Tetranet and like Tetris DS multiplayer, where there were actual items that you could get for clearing lines. Like there would be special blocks
Yeah,
that you'd get items for
that would
clearing
be
lines
cool.
that would fuck with, like, you know, in Tetris 99, sure, you can target people and attack, but that's nothing but like puzzle fighter rules where you build up, you know, the
Yeah.
blocks that you clear and then it just dumps them all on someone. With fucking Tetris DS multiplayer, you could shuffle their blocks, or you could make it so the blocks that are being dropped couldn't be rotated for a period of time, or things like that. That's what I want to see in a Tetris multiplayer.
Can we just really quick discuss how this game made in the 70s? Still, every time there's a new iteration that comes out, people go crazy, and it's still absolutely amazing. And
I wouldn't say
not every time, but it's once every 5 years or so we get like a new Tetris game that everyone's about for a good couple weeks, and it just speaks to the longevity of that game. Like, just
Hey, Alexei Pajitnov needs to make money, okay?
well, and never mind that game. It's that game style, like that kind of puzzle game style is just a popular thing. Dropping things, yay! I mean, we're getting a new Dr. Mario.
true.
But
it all comes from Tetris.
good form.
Mario.
It all
Doctor.
originated with Tetris. I mean,
Yeah.
like Tetris was the original, and you still released Tetris with not a lot of changes, just a slight change in how the meta goes with the game, and how like some slight gameplay changes, and people go nuts for it. Like,
Yeah,
it's insane that you can just.
it is a beloved game,
It is so
And it's fun.
awesome.
and
it is
it's
awesome.
a formula that's difficult to fuck up.
It's true.
Yeah, it doesn't suck.
It always feels fresh, or not always, but Tetris 99 felt fresh. I don't know. It felt fresh.
Tetris 99 just felt like I was playing Tetris with a bunch of other
I liked the
people
extra
in the
meta
thing.
with it, and like having to think about what other people are doing and everything. It was interesting.
Why would you have to do
just
that?
leave? Why?
Because I hate you.
I know. I hate you too.
Aww.
What else has been going on this week?
I wore my another Netflix Marvel show got canceled shirt today.
Daredevil got canceled a while ago, didn't it?
I said another Netflix Marvel show. Jessica Jones officially got canceled this week.
Oh, that's right.
Season 3 hit last week, and officially the official news came down. They always, it seems like they wait for the last season to come out and for people to start watching it, and then they go canceled. So now there are no more Marvel shows on Netflix at all right now.
I mean,
No
that
more
sounds
heroes.
like it's probably by design with Disney
Yeah.
Plus coming out at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm. So, but I still think it's weird that there's some new Marvel shows coming out on Hulu. So it seems like it's more of a Netflix thing than a Marvel thing.
Well, that's because NBC is part of the
Yeah.
Disney family.
That's
and
true. That is
and
true. Yeah,
Disney is a partial owner of Hulu.
that's true. But still, it's finished. Season
And
three-
actually now with their acquisition of Fox, they are a majority owner of Hulu.
that's a good point. But yep, it is RIP Marvel on Netflix.
Rip.
It is done. That original, quartet of
Quad.
blah 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 blah.
This is not going well for you, Tyler.
Going well.
Quadrat.
Shut up. Are you having fun? Are you having fun at my expense?
Quado from Total Recall?
Yes, that's what I'm going for. Those original shows that were on Marvel or on Netflix are gone. They're kaput. I will miss them. They were really awesome, and I hope that they come back in some form. Well, I hope that Jessica Jones and
Well, you don't want more Iron Fist?
no, neither do I. Oh, I do want some more Punisher as well. Punisher, Jessica Jones,
You can have it.
Daredevil. I would like those to come back.
Yeah, I bet.
Anyway,
Sorry, bud.
that's my thing.
Yeah, I'm sure that they'll probably end up coming up on Disney Plus in some form or another.
I hope so.
Which it was interesting to see Into the Spider-Verse show
Yeah.
up on Netflix this
'Cause
week.
I think isn't
It's
technically
technically a
the-
Sony movie. Yeah.
Yeah. And also I think that the Disney, like, there's still stuff, they still have that agreement where Disney movies are coming out on Netflix as they come out. I don't think that agreement officially came to an end yet.
I thought it had.
Did it?
Because the
Okay.
first movie that's not coming to Netflix at all is Captain Marvel. And that's...
So it's like
coming out
now
soon.
it's officially
Yeah.
ended. Okay.
Yup. But if you haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse, it's on Netflix now. You have no excuse unless you don't have Netflix. But fucking watch Into the Spider-Verse because it's outstanding. What else has been going on this week?
I haven't seen Toy Story 4 yet.
Yeah, nor have I. But I know Keanu Reeves is in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
he
that's
is.
right.
It's
He
Canadian
voices the character.
stuntman toy.
Yep.
Um,
And I frequently forget that he is actually Canadian.
mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I always forget that too.
Yeah. Yes. The Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Harry
Wizards.
Potter. That sounds like a condition.
Wizards Unite.
You know, Harry
launched.
Paws.
I actually did play.
Cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
It is.
That's good. Harry Potter Go.
It is. I hate all of you. I hate all of you so much.
Tyler Potter, go.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's if you liked Pokemon Go and if you like Harry Potter, you will like the game most likely. But it is
Go figure.
literally
That's actually
Pokemon
what
Go.
They probably made it for.
Yeah, it's literally Pokemon Go with Harry Potter.
Skinned
And
over.
honestly, the thing that they try to put like a story in there for like why you're catching things, and it's really forced. It's kind of stupid, to be honest.
I don't know, man. I heard that J.K. Rowling declared it canon.
I have ceased.
I'm kidding because she.
Honestly, with her Twitter at this point, anything that she says is no longer canon.
Yeah.
She reads ingredients off the back of a shampoo bottle, and now they're cannons.
Yeah. And
And now you're gay, Brooks.
apparently a big issue with J.K. Rowling is that she is very anti-trans, and
Is she?
Yeah. So
What?
Mm-hmm.
She a TERF?
Yup.
Wow,
she
a
is
celebrity
a
has
TERF,
a shitty
yes.
belief.
Yep.
What?
I wonder how many thetans she must expend to purge those thoughts from her brain.
Yeah, I can't remember what the circumstances under which that was revealed were. But yes, she is a TERF.
Her showing up at a drag race and misunderstanding.
No.
I've never heard the term TERF before.
I have.
This is a
it's
new one for
trans
me.
exclusionary
Radical
feminist.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
TERF war.
It's disappointing.
Crashed in the boys.
That is
Yeah,
disappointing.
so it's like feminists who, there are people who will have feminist groups that are like female only groups and completely exclude trans women or anything like that. Basically, like there's
If they got a Ween, they can't come in.
for example. Wow.
That's what it is in a nutshell.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Oh man. Oh my god.
The band.
Well, I guess we've got an episode title. Got a peen, they can't come in.
Oh, that's a bit rough.
Fuck, Brooks.
That is bad.
But like the
I said Ween for the record.
Ween, whatever.
Like the band.
So like the Facebook page Nerds with Vaginas got really rallied against because it's trans exclusionary.
Yeah.
So yeah. Just gonna zip on that. Yeah. It's fucked. It's fucked.
Correct.
Well, I still kind of try to hold with the enjoy the artist or enjoy the art, hate the artist kind of thing, where it's like I'm still gonna love Harry Potter, and it's not going to infringe on my love of Harry Potter that J.K. Rowling is a horrible person.
Really,
But I will be very disappointed. I am very disappointed.
At some point, we should be able
I've
to
already
rip
bu-
property rights away from people who suck.
yeah.
Harry Potter belongs to the people now.
Really, any time that
The
you
people
spend
that must
in
be
the Harry
poverty.
Potter universe, it's not going to deeply bother you to know that there cannot be any trans.
it's gonna bother me.
Why
trans
isn't she
wizards.
tweeting about Dumbledore being trans right now?
That will be the next tweet to cover up all of this. Sorry, I was wrong. Dumbledore wasn't gay. He was trans. The whole time. This is canon, everybody.
It's now known as Dumbledet.
Jesus.
This does not fit into your Toadette fantasy.
I didn't.
Or your Bowser.
I didn't think about that.
Or your
Trying to
Bowsette
cover it up
fantasy.
now, huh, Brooks?
Your Bowsette fantasy.
Yeah.
Your
you're one of those degens, huh?
your Bowseldor fantasy.
Basil door.
Oh man.
Too many things.
It's called Double Debt.
I think we have a competing episode title now.
Yeah. No, if you've got a Ween, you can't commune is definitely definitely the winner there. Similarly, in the whole trans and pop culture news, our favorite and most excited about video game ever came under fire for trans issues as well.
Fortnite?
Banished to the Shadow Realm.
Ooh, that breeze was pleasant.
Cyberpunk 2077, their in-game ads are supposed to reflect a corporate dystopian future.
Yeah.
And there is an ad that has a very scantily clad transsexual female with a rock hard boner. And I can't remember what the wording was on it, but it was a sales thing.
Yeah.
And so people got super up in arms about it, and this is your fantasy, I'm not your kink, that kind of thing. And it's like the artist who designed it was trying to explain, this is a dystopian future. This is marketing. These are advertisements. This is not supposed to be, seen as good, because marketing takes and exploits everything in it's a reflection of what we have going on right now, but changed to reflect the future.
Yeah.
And in this future, they see that as a beautiful person. It's the same as putting, to today's standards, putting some scantily clad chick in a beer ad.
Yeah. I mean, it's another one of those context issues, isn't it?
Again, yeah. That constantly frustrates me is when people have no contextual awareness when it comes to any form of art. Things are clearly being put in a negative light in these. Like that's not a good thing. They're telling you, hey, this is a bad advertisement in a corporate dystopian future.
Yeah.
This is bad. We're painting it as
setting.
bad in the setting.
And
you're an idiot.
I've read articles that are saying, well, they say that, they're going to go deeper into these ideas in the game, but we haven't seen any evidence of that yet. Yeah,
No
because we've only
fucking
seen
duh.
10 minutes of fucking gameplay.
We don't know anything about the game yet. Like,
It's not out yet, assholes.
people just want to make everything about themselves immediately. I get it.
When
But
in reality, it's about me because I'm rich.
Have some patience, have some awareness, have some understanding. Don't immediately see something and start screeching at the top of your lungs. Like, you can't just chimp out at everything that happens. That's not allowed. No.
And I to play devil's advocate, I do to a certain extent understand that reactionary response when you're part of a group that is used to being attacked. So that is your default response when that comes up, because you're not used to any sort of representation of normalcy or anything like that.
Okay, but that's not going to help you. You're not going to paint you or the people you're trying to represent with the articles you're writing in a better light if the first thing you do is freak out because you didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
That still makes you an asshole.
Yeah.
A well-intentioned asshole, but an asshole.
Yeah. There were plenty of well-intentioned assholes.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure that...
It's like writing a review about a book and saying, "Oh, I only read the first 10 pages." You know.
Sucked. It sucked. What the fuck is a table of contents?
I started reading Tom Sawyer, and it said the N-word, and I closed the book.
Yeah.
So you made
Racist.
You made it 3 sentences in.
To be fair, it was.
Yeah.
But also, it took place in a racist period of time, and
Yes.
it was
Long
reflective
ago.
of the time.
No.
I'm sure, especially considering how much story we're anticipating to be there for Cyberpunk 2077.
It's based off a tabletop game. There's going to be lore out the wazoo.
Yes.
We are going to get a lot of more clarification and more context for that sort of thing. People who are Cyberpunk fans already understand the concept of a corporate dystopian future and see that for what it is.
It's like a core mechanic of something being cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd still argue, even if they don't go super more in depth into that specific thing, like just the world building and the context of the time that this is in and everything else around it is should justify it. Like Dan said, we know this is not a good thing. This is a bad thing. You're in a bad place. It's the same kind of thing as like when we do historical dramas and they use the N-word.
Yeah.
They're not using it because it's like being shocking or something. That's just how it was back then. It's contextual. It's the setting of which it contextualizes the word. It's not fetishizing the word.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
And pretending that word didn't exist just because you're creating a piece of art is equivalent to erasure.
Yeah.
That's whitewashing.
And it's shitty art.
Yep.
Yep. So
Which I know a thing about art because I am, in fact, quite rich.
I feel like we need to explain. Should we explain what's happening here or just let it lie?
for our audio listeners.
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 All Ryan?
God damn it. I was about to talk about Brooks and just
He just turned you into a racist.
just made me a racist. Brooks is wearing a cravat.
Yeah, I had a tea party this morning and I decided to get an accessory for it, and that is why I feel I'm doing my best James Mason. So,
And he cannot turn his head.
Michael Keaton Batman style.
If you would,
Maybe
if
that's
you
why
would
Rich-
like to see Tea Party Brooks, you may find this episode on our YouTube channel at
or
youtube.com
just
slash
Google Tea Party Brooks.
Topless Robot DOTCOM, or just go to teapartybrooks.com.
If you would like to hear more Tea Party Brooks, press 1 now.
God.
Look, I'm going to register the domain teapartybrooks.com, and it's going to be you endorsing every member of the Tea Party politically.
Oof.
Oh man.
Don't do that.
Oh, I'm trying to have a life.
Yeah, character assassinate Brooks. Good luck coming back from this one, rich man.
Knowing you're like, it'll blow up on Google. Like,
Yeah, right.
People will Google Brooks and
The
Tea Party Brooks.
Brookhaven and
the
then
Tea Partyless
Brooks.
robot.
We buy a billboard listing for it. It's teapartybrooks.com, and it's just Brooks like with his outfit on, just smiling into the camera.
and it's going to be a word bubble that says, I'm quite rich,
I'm quite rich,
Quite rich.
Oh, now I need to just start a GoFundMe for that
Party
exact
Brooks.
purpose. Yep. So we can get billboards of Tea Party Brooks.
And then once that takes off,
You have to put them in someplace like in the middle of nowhere.
Like I'm on the road to Vegas.
Yeah, like the road to Vegas, just like what the fuck
No.
is Tea Party Brooks?
There's this one small town that I drove through on my way out here when I moved out here that was either far west Oklahoma or far west Texas. And there was a billboard like just as I'm leaving town, right? So I moved out here in 2015. This billboard was for a Budweiser sponsored concert in 2012.
Oh.
Rad.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we found our
The land that time
space.
forgot.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, they all assume the world ended in 2012, and so they just packed up and all right, that's it, we're done.
No, they couldn't find anyone that wanted to go to West Texas. Like, who's gonna change out that billboard? And no one raised their hand. They're like, we
East
get it.
Texas.
Well, it certainly didn't look like a prime advertising spot because everything leading up to it was like run down and closed.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm sure there was a lot of nothing
Yep.
before the rundown and closed.
Yep. And it all smelled really bad. A very special kind of really bad.
This sounds like
God
the perfect
bless
spot to
America.
start our
I had my old
advertising
factory,
campaign.
Yep.
to surgically change so I wouldn't smell anything bad, because when you're quite rich as I am, smelling bad things is not something I can afford.
I have my slaves do it for me.
Oh, man.
Put thy nose right against the dog's bottom.
So, what have you guys been up to?
I played more Mega Man Legends 2 this week, and a lot of Mario 3 in preparation for those Mario Maker videos, in which none of the levels I got were, except for that one, were Mario 3, and so I backed the wrong horse this week.
Yeah, you were getting a lot of the Super Mario 3D World.
The one with mechanics I hadn't seen yet.
Yeah.
I forgot about the catsuit thing. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yep.
The catsuit power is so much fun, though. I love the catsuit.
Yeah, but it's like yellow. It's like pea yellow.
It is a little weird.
Yeah.
Aesthetically, not so pleasing.
This was a white one I bought.
Mechanically,
And by playing it, you automatically become a furry. I also am unnerved hearing Mario go meow when he attacks or
unnerved
jumps.
or
Unnerved.
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 Ryan, the word you're looking for is aroused.
Shit!
Mama
That
Mia.
was what
Mama
I was feeling
Meow.
down there.
How about you, Dan?
Meow.
I did not get to play much video games this week. Writing tabletop campaign notes.
But you did get a
For a-
Switch. What games did you grab for that?
I got Curse of the Moon. I picked up Stardew Valley on that as well because it's just a game that I like. And then I believe I also picked up Katana Zero and have not started playing it yet.
Oh, it's so good.
But I bought it. I'll probably play that when I'm out of the country next week and the week after.
Oh shit, that's right. I need to find a fill-in for you next week
And the week after. Yes, I'm going for 2 weeks.
I forgot about that.
That's stupid.
That's very stupid.
We will have guest members of the podcast to replace Dan.
It may or may not just be a scarecrow with a fake beard.
It very possibly could be just a scarecrow
We'll have
with
to
a
find
fake beard.
some feed.
Or a scarecrow.
Whoever it is,
It's-
it has to wear a Black Dahlia murder shirt.
Okay. It's just going to be a tape recorder sitting on the couch, covered by a Black Dahlia murder hat, playing a loop of me screaming over and over.
Now!
How about you?
Always be
Dan?
dashing!
That's about right. That's about right.
Cool. Yes.
Oh, you, Tyler?
I played Final Fantasy VII, and so previously,
On X-Men.
I was gonna.
Scott!
I must.
Egg-sucking piece of gutter trash.
Damn it! I must admit, one of my greatest shames as a gamer is I think in past episodes I said I've never finished Final Fantasy VII, and when I say I never finished Final Fantasy VII, I
mean to
mean
say
that
you
I've
never
played
played it?
like 15 minutes up until this week. So, because the first time I started playing it, it glitched out in the very first area after you or when you're trying to leave after you set off the reactor.
Yeah.
The door wouldn't open, and I just got stuck right next to the door. So I got really pissed and turned it off and never came back to it.
Oh.
That's why we don't buy bootlegs from China.
Yeah. And I kept unloading it and like running around and trying to figure it out. I did exactly what I did this time, and this time it worked. So it definitely glitched. I feel I don't know what the hell happened, but I was very pissed. But this is the first time I've put actual appreciable time into Final Fantasy VII, And I am very, very disappointed that I did not go back to it sooner because, wow,
There's a reason that it is
Wow.
regarded as with as highly as it is, and why the remake is such a big deal.
yeah, I mean, I knew it was going to be good, but like, I wasn't, it holds up very well.
It's one of the few Final Fantasy games that isn't mind-numbingly droll.
Yep.
The story is fantastic. The characters are just really good. I mean, it's basic, turn-based combat.
And Mr.
but
T is in it.
I love turn-based combat, so I'm fine with it.
I love Barrett, dude.
And
Yeah, Barrett's amazing.
and it was a shakeup in the setting style for Final Fantasy games to that point.
Mm-hmm. Because
Most of them are high fantasy, kingdoms and things like that, and this was more cyberpunk.
which I fucking love.
With how rad Barrett was, why can't they just make a Final Fantasy game with Shaft as the protagonist?
That would be way past cool.
Yeah, way past cool.
I'd be super into that for sure.
But yeah,
It takes place on Soul Plane.
Sid's airship is the soul plane. It's just purple.
But the final boss fight takes place on the Soul Plane, the plane of souls. We're flying the Soul Plane into the Soul Plane.
it's funny we're making that reference because they are making a Shaft movie.
Yeah.
in
Sorry, yeah.
2019. Is
Yeah,
it out?
yeah,
Did it
yeah.
get out?
Didn't it have the original star in it too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, now I'm seeing
It had
it.
Shaft, and
Point.
Shaft.
And Young
Also,
Shaft, yes.
The
They're-
Adventures of Young Shaft.
They also already remade Shaft as well with Samuel L. Jackson as Shaft.
Yeah.
Yep. Shaft,
Can you
so-
dig it?
It's my duty to please that booty.
It got 0.5 out of 4 from Roger Ebert. So
Whatever.
Who the fuck is Roger Ebert?
That's E-Bomb's world.
Roger Ebert,
Ebert.
There we go.
Ebert.
Yeah, like Siskel and
So
E.T.
then that came out a long time ago
Like Colbert.
because he's dead.
Yeah.
He
Well, they
perished.
still use the site to.
Well,
have
but they wouldn't say
RogerEbert.com.
that it's from Roger Ebert.
It's from RogerEbert.com. They actually have like a review
What's the
thing.
date?
June 14th, 2019.
Oh, no shit.
Yes, they still update that site and still give it's now it's just not Ebert. Like in memoriam.
It's
you know.
just an angel
Weird.
Now they
fire.
have
It's just an
it's
angel
a
fire.
conglomerate
That
of-
feels
it's
kind
kinda
of
weird.
uncomfortable to
It's
me.
a little weird.
They just use a medium to contact him every time a movie comes out.
His anger just
He's
flows
speaking through me. He
have
says
his-
0.5 out
We
of
have his
5.
jawbone.
But the medium is John Lovitz. It stinks.
This movie is bad.
No, it's actually the guy from the B-52s. This is a bad movie. Don't go down to the theaters to see it.
Toy Story 4 was a bore.
They're also making a TV series in the Final Fantasy universe.
Yes, I saw
I
that.
did see that.
Live action too.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
I am curious how that's gonna go.
It sounds like it's fan fiction. It's just official fan fiction. That's all I've gotten from what I've read so far.
I just want to see
I've
Final
read
Fantasy
two
6
different
as a TV
things.
show, guys.
I've read that Final Fantasy XIV was getting some sort of movie, TV series, creative media.
There is a
And
TV
then
series.
I also heard no.
Well, Square Enix did this show in Japan, and I've seen a
Oh.
couple of episodes, and it was like it started off, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of nice. This is cool." Then it took a nosedive real quick. But
Is it
was-
live action or animated?
Yeah, it's live action.
Huh.
So it's this show about playing Final Fantasy.
Oh God. Fuck
but,
that.
But hear me out, because you can
No.
say, fuck that at the end of this. This is great.
No.
So this kid,
Fuck that.
This kid had fond memories of playing with his dad, his like, businessman dad. He'd come home and they'd like play Final Fantasy like 3.
Oh no,
together.
I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
He plays
yeah.
with his ghost after his father dies.
And
Yeah.
No, it's not that cool. So like he's an adult, and he's a business person now, and his dad is just retired, and he's like, it's been a while since we've played because we used to play like every one, and then we stopped. So we got him a PS4, and like which was a nice commercial for PlayStation 4, and the game, and he sets his dad up right, and he plays online with his dad, but his dad is unaware of his secret identity.
Oh,
And
that's
so
right.
it's like it's just him like bonding with his dad through tuxedo masking it or some shit.
Sure.
you want to?
It started off great, and then it just kind of sucked.
As I understand, this is supposed to be taking place in the Final Fantasy
Yeah.
XIV universe. But I also, around the same time that I saw a headline stating that, I also saw a headline stating that we were getting a TV series that takes place in each Final Fantasy storyline.
Interesting.
Ooh, well,
So, like, it would cover everything.
I can't wait for 4 through 7 and then 9.
I can't wait for it to be a train wreck like every time they try and make a movie and or series.
Hey man, shilly shally dilly dally, okay?
Final Fantasy. So this is actually interesting. The Final Fantasy 14 TV series is going to be it's Hive Mind, and they did The Expanse, and they did
Ooh, The Expanse
and they're
is
doing
good.
The Witcher.
And
So if it's the same showrunners and writers, like I'm actually kind of excited.
Yo,
for
I don't
that.
want to see Henry Cavill play any Final Fantasy character that isn't a silent protagonist.
He's just an NPC in the background.
he's going to have to be Squall, and that's it.
Yeah, it's don't talk.
Yeah.
What was the movie called? Was it Spirits Within?
Yep.
Yeah, after that they shouldn't be allowed to make any more anything that's not a video game. Sorry, you're done.
Well,
You're done.
But that's Square doing that.
Yeah, I don't care. No more Square properties can be made into movies or TV shows.
No square pegs
None.
and round holes.
I can see a video game being made more into a TV series than a video game, or and then into a movie.
And,
Much easier. I could see it working a lot better.
And actually, so Animated Opinions did an episode on Final Fantasy Spirits Within because it's garbage.
it's super bad.
Sucks butts.
But
Pretty, though.
Square knows nothing about making movies. And that's one of the reasons why it was a really bad movie.
They barely even write good stories for their games.
But that was
Yeah.
Square running that production. This is not going to be Square running these productions, from my understanding. So
No, Hive Mind. And like I said, I think that I feel
at
like
least
the
for 14, I don't know about the other thing.
I feel like the transition from video game to TV series will be a little bit easier than TV or from video game to movie, because
Sure.
video game to movie you have to rely a lot more on the person watching it, their background with that property. Like they have to know there's not enough time to set it up and then get you a good story. So it's either you have to rely on everyone to have already played that game and go into it with background knowledge, or you make a really just an adaptation of a game that already exists, and that doesn't work very well.
Sure.
TV series, we're going to have a lot more time with the characters, a lot more time in the world. We're going to get to see it be built from over a lot longer of a time. We're going to have a lot more time in the world, just like we would in the game.
Yep.
So I feel like that kind of jump is going to be a little bit different, and I feel like we might, because how many video games have been made into TV series? It doesn't happen a lot, especially live action.
I can't think of any off the top of my
Yeah,
head.
I don't-
But
I don't know.
I'm going to crumble your argument here, because the amount of time that we spend in a Final Fantasy game is only as long as it is because it's filled with fluff.
True.
And it's filled with, just travel, and not all dialogue matters, and not everything is pertaining to the primary, plot.
Most of the characters are boring.
Yeah.
Listen, if I don't have every side quest from Final Fantasy anything in the goddamn TV show,
Right.
If they don't have to farm before they fight the final boss, I'm out.
yeah, it's just 3 episodes of them running around in a field.
Well, that's why. God, there was that anime that was. I can't for the life of me remember what it was, but it's a guy in an MMO.
Sword Art Online.
And yes, Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online.
Yeah, that's,
I enjoy Sword Art Online because it like acknowledges those kind of tropey things of I gotta grind, and that kind of thing, but it's telling a story within the game and shit.
we're trapped in the game and I have to date every character.
It is not a harem anime. There's only the one girl. I only watched the first season.
That show sucks, butts.
I could not get into it as much as
Really?
I liked the concept, and it was so cringy. It felt so cringy.
It's one of
to
those
me.
things that when people ask me if I like the show, I cringe and I think about what did I do wrong to be pegged into liking. It's because like I've the first season wasn't terrible.
I enjoyed the first season. I stopped
But-
watching
yeah,
after this.
you stopped at a-
like two
When I
two
got-
episodes into the second season.
Stopped at an appropriate time.
First season was okay.
I
I just still
watching it
hate
in the same
I hate
way
the
that,
writing
yes,
in that show. Sorry, go ahead.
I enjoy laughing at a 15-year-old's fan fiction, much the same as Sword Art Online.
For me, the dialogue was the issue in that. Like the dialogue just felt so
Anime
cringy half the time, and then I loved the concept and the idea of it, but just the execution was not there for me.
Yeah, I don't know.
But idea or example of a game that translated pretty well into a TV series, Castlevania. And I know it's an anime.
Yeah,
That was pretty fucking awesome.
That second season was full of a lot of filler, man.
There was a little bit.
It
of
was
filler.
still rad
It was
as
still
fuck.
good.
It was, but I was just like, I don't care about these guys.
The
liked
only
it.
character
That guy likes to hurt himself. Cool. Next.
he was one of the cooler characters.
He was awesome.
I know, but like
The only-
I just wanted to see Castlevania 3 like they're supposed to be doing, and they ended up filling it with a bunch of weird stuff that's like okay, but it's not. It's not whips hitting things and dying.
The only character I really couldn't stand, I don't even remember her name, but it's the vampire lady who like comes in and fucks with everything.
Yeah, that's who I couldn't stand.
She was such a cliche villain in every way that I just rolled my eyes every time she came on screen.
Evil.
I still need to watch Castlevania. I still haven't.
You
watched
should.
It.
The first
good.
season
First season
specifically
is
is absolutely
excellent.
amazing.
The second season is pretty good.
Ryan, I've watched it.
Yeah,
And also,
and the number of things that I've watched that you haven't. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. I've actually watched something. Come on.
yeah.
here's the thing too. It's like super short. Like I think the first season's 4 episodes.
It's like
Oh,
half
really?
an hour long. Each.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that short.
Yeah, because it was originally supposed to be a movie, and then they
Ah.
at the last moment they're like, we're gonna make it a TV series, and then they continued it.
Right on.
It's really good.
yes.
So I'm cautiously optimistic for the Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, we'll
wrapping that up.
We'll see. I don't know if that can be done well,
We'll
Yeah.
see.
and I also don't know if there's enough interest in it. Like realistically speaking,
Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, would you rather play it or watch it? And
well,
it's
and,
like,
I
yeah.
mean, never mind that. Like, try and tell someone who got into the series at Final Fantasy X to give a shit about Final Fantasy 3.
Final Fantasy 3 is kind of weird.
Tyler, I counter your
Wait,
cautious
are you
optimism
talking about
with
Final
open
Fantasy
skepticism.
3, proper 3.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm
'Cause-
even
Because
cautiously
American
optimistic
Final
considering
Fantasy
where
3
we're
is
at
super
with
dope, but that's
video game
because 6 is my
adaptations.
favorite.
Yeah.
Maybe I just have more trust in people nowadays because we've grown up.
You shouldn't.
I shouldn't. I'm also very optimistic. as a
Every
person.
day, Tyler strays further from the light of God.
But I feel like we're getting into that time where like the people who loved these properties as children are now the creators of things, and we're seeing that more than just corporate greediness.
I have a feeling.
tonight's
that-
gonna be a
I
good
bet the
night.
people making this aren't even real gamers.
Michael Bay didn't give a shit about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Oh, no.
or Transformers.
No, he did not.
Well, maybe he's more than meets
But-
the eye.
no, that's true.
Thank you.
It's fair. Give me this.
I
I don't know why I have.
While the likelihood of someone having been a fan of the series became a creator and became the showrunner of this series that they enjoyed and appreciated in their youth is higher than it would have been a decade ago, it is not a given that a showrunner gives a shit about the property that they're running.
Fair. It is very.
We
fair.
have seen this way too many times.
It is always all about making money.
Yeah.
Because that's what people do.
So we have come to the end of the podcast. Does anyone have any rants or raves?
No.
I figured not. I should just stop asking because we just end up getting it out during the thing anyway.
Well, I already said my rant because I am indeed quite rich. It's the last one.
That's a rant?
It's more of a rave about myself.
Ain't no rave like a
And the
Tea Party
podcast
Brooks.
is canceled.
ain't no rave like a Tea Party Brooks rave.
It is getting lit around here.
My goodness gracious.
As the youth might say.
Oh, he is turned on tea.
Hast thou seen my friend Margaret? She goes by a street name Molly.
Done. We're done.
End of the show, Brian. End the podcast,
End it.
please.
Before he can speak again.
And then kill me.
Ryan, we need you to end this.
Just
Put us out of our misery.
I'm giving him one last opportunity.
No.
Thanks for watching and/or listening, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye bye.
Adios.
Luke, it says I'm locked out of my account again.
Dad?